President rule has been imposed in Manipur. This comes days after Biren Singh resigned as Chief Minister of the state. Now, the President rule has been imposed after hectic consultation which Sambit Patra did in Manipur. He met a lot of MPs, he met a lot of MLAs. He met a lot of MLAs, he met a lot of former MPs because both the MPs are from the Congress. He met the party members, but I don't think the consensus could be reached. And I think it was decided that somehow for the stability of the state, that the President rule needs to be imposed. And it is in that context the President rule has been imposed. It means now the entire machinery will work under the ambit of the governor. And there is no acting Chief Minister. Manipur has a former Chief Minister. Biren Singh today becomes the former Chief Minister from acting Chief Minister. And the assembly will remain in limbo. Now, it also means that the state and centre will be working out and hammering certain proposals on which there was no consensus within Bharatiya Janata Party MLAs. Because the biggest challenge in Manipur was that the party system itself got fragmented on the lines of the ethnicity. And I would say that this happened cutting across political parties. But it is not for the first time that the President rule has been imposed in any state because of political instability. India has seen long seasons of President rule in Kashmir, President rule in Punjab, President rule in states like Nagaland, Assam, Manipur. So, even the states like Mizoram. But then Manipur had been a different story. And for the President rule to be imposed out of security issue in the recent time tells us that how things can spin out of control. For 2 years, government tried its best that within the ambit of the sitting Chief Minister, if the issues can be resolved. But unfortunately, the issue could not be resolved, hence the President rule. And the President rule also is a reminder of the fact that these are the file visuals on the left side, how violent the situation became. For example, the Jiribam violence which took place, the abductions that happened, the people went missing, people got abducted, killed, ethnic fight, religious places got attacked. For the first time after ages, India saw violence in Northeast. And this violence was on ethnic lines. It also took a toll on Bharatiya Janata Party. Manipur sent back 2 Congress MPs. And we have to understand that the President rule means that stronger measures will come into place. It also means that the government can take strong decisions. It also means that the government of the day will have the ability to maneuver. Now, a lot of people say that it will become difficult for anyone to take active measures immediately, because one of the legacies of Biren Singh would be that there is a hard politics that is at play, and the civil society actors have overtaken the politicians, as the President rule has been imposed 10th time in Manipur. So, it's not the first time that the President rule is being imposed. The second important aspect and the challenge would be the coordinated action, because there are certain legal issues, there are certain political issues. For example, the state needs a clarity on the SU agreement. State also needs a consensus on the FMR issue. Both Nagaland and Mizoram believe that the free movement regime needs to be there, because there is an ethnic overlap. an absence of ethnic overlap, one can actually seal the border. But in Manipur, since the ethnicities are overlapping, the lines are colonial, ethnicities overlap between Nagaland, Manipur, and even Mizoram, the issue becomes very, very complicated. So now let me go across to P.K. Mishra, former ADG BSF. Sir, President rule has been imposed. Did you expect the President rule to be imposed?
Yes, Karthikeyan, good evening. I think in last our conversation, I clearly told you there was no other alternative because BJP was trying to find out a person who was supposed to be accepted also by cookies and Pongals and Nagas also. That type of leader was required in place of N. Biren Singh. And perhaps such a leader was not available alternative because law and order situation was absolute in that state. And that same day, the armory of Manipur police was looted and the drugs were coming, the weapons were coming from Myanmar, the rebels were penetrating, things were pretty bad, and it was very, very sure. When N. Biren Singh resigned as chief minister, it was very, very sure that the president's rule, in Article 356, has to be done, and there is no other alternative. It is good that it has come. It's better for Manipur. It was known also.
Will the President rule in Manipur lead to an improved security situation?
Yes, Karthikeyan, I am telling you, if it is there, perhaps the APSPA is also there at various places in Manipur, and the security apparatus, particularly the logistical items provided, the war logistics provided to all the security departments, those who are operating in Manipur, definitely they will take action. I am very sure the incoming of rebels from Myanmar will be stopped. The incoming of drugs, definitely, and narco terrorism, there will be a stop to narco terrorism. The poppy cultivation will also come to a stop, and all the poppy cultivation in interior areas on the hills will be destroyed. And the best part of it, I'm very sure the security apparatus and security personnel will go ahead for apprehension of all militants having weapons from Myanmar and having weapons in the valley area which were looted from armory, police armory. That is the first and foremost thing, and the law and order in Manipur will be restored, and both the national highways will remain open. I hope it will be done. I am very sure only that will be the result of President rule, and the power will be there with the security forces. And definitely the governor who is there, Mr. Bhala, he will do all the best to ensure peace comes immediately to Manipur.
Misao, do you think that the President rule is in the right direction? The finally firm decisions would be taken. Misao, finally tight decisions would be taken. Ajay Bhalla would be able to take those decisions which were not taken earlier. Misao, will this happen?
Kartike, considering the ground situation where both the communities are heavily armed and fully the entire state is fully militarized. Considering the internal security plus national security, and also the kind of situation we are in where there is no signs of linking back of normalcy, I think president rule is the best, which we have been demanding since the start of the violence. And with the president rule, we really hope in the rule of the law, where the law will take its own course, and whatever is, needed and required by the law will take its own course, and we are hoping that Manipur will live back to normalcy, and that's something which is most welcomed by, I think, every sensible citizen who is longing back for peace in the states.
Okay. Do you think?
And with this, I'm hoping the central government will take a positive steps towards rebuilding the already fragmented and the already separated states into a better state where Manipur comes back to its olden days of contributing in every field, not only in terms of education, but also in terms of sports, because Manipur has been the powerhouse of sports for India. And apart from that, we have numbers of talented youths who are also contributing towards the growth of India. And that definitely President Rule will ensure.
Okay. Mr. Mishra, first security, and the second issue is of will the governor be able to take forward the peace process now? He's the man in charge now.
Yes, Mr. Ajay Bhalla, after all, he was the Home Secretary of Government of India. He understands the position of Manipur pretty well. And I'm very sure those all who are the security heads who are there. And in fact, Mr. Kuldeep Singh is also there. He was earlier CRP, Director General of CRPF. And we have Assam Rifles, we have CRPF, we have BSF, we have Manipur Police. And I'm very sure Mr. Ajay Bhalla will definitely take one of the best decisions where all these security forces will go, where they will operate, where in hills they have to climb, how to cover all those places. And the worst part of it, this buffer zone, I'm telling you, Mr. Ajay Bhalla will do something so that this buffer zone should not be there. And the political dialogue, main thing is the trust factor between cookies and mighties should come back, and this buffer zone should go. And in fact, the peace must come back. And I know it very well that Mr. Ajay Bhalla can take a correct decision and quickest decision to bring back peace and law and order in Manipur. And he will ask all the security personnel, security forces, those who are there, it may be Assam Rifles, it may be BSF, CRPF, definitely to go for recovery of arms and the weapons and drugs from all the areas and to block the border of Myanmar.
Mr. Sharma, your opening comments on the president rule in Manipur on expected lines, sir?
Yeah, since the resignation of the CM Biren, it was almost expected because the leadership who will take over the leadership, there was a lot of confusion, and the PR was one of the expected. However, the Manipuris, they have a apprehension. They do not want Meitei, especially the Meiteis, they do not want the PR to come in this crucial situation, because the central leadership, it appears in the opinion of the Meitei, the central leadership, including Amit Shah ji and Modi ji, it seems they are siding towards the illegal arms groups, which are under the SU suspension operation. That's why it is not, the agreement has not been revoked yet. So the Meitei community, especially, they have apprehension that it will be a disadvantage for the Meitei community if PR, as of now, it has imposed. So it will be a disadvantage for the Meitei community. This is what the Meitei community is thinking. Kartike.
Question to you is, what do you think are the first couple of things which you expect the governor to do, because now he's the man who will run the state?
Firstly, he must try to restore the national highways, and the restriction imposed by the Koki community or the Meitei community, wherever national highways are restricted or not allowed to use to a particular community, it must be ensured that these are free for all the communities, irrespective of the ethnicity. So sufficient security must be imposed, and these highways must be open. And secondly, of course, earlier also, if the central government, if they wish to do so, the disarming of the both the illegal arms holders can be done. Now, with a transparency to both the communities, disarming actions should be taken on. And for this, I think abrogation of suspension of operation will bring a transparency towards the Meitei community, Kartike.
I think this issue of opening up the various highways, do you think that's the first thing that should be done? Seamless travel of people from one place to another and de-weaponization. Yes.
Absolutely,
absolutely.
Misao, yes.
Yeah, Kartike, I would say the first thing our honorable governor has to do is to build a trust mechanism among the community, because the trust deficit has been so high that if that trust mechanism is not restored, then any form of dialogue, any step taken will not yield any positive result. So therefore, what I'm saying is, in order to build that trust mechanism, certain necessary step needs to be taken. As I have already started with my opening comments, both the community have been highly, fully armed to the teeth for any eventuality. I think in any state affair where communities are highly militarized is something which is uh, at all danger to the law. For that, both the community, especially those arms which are looted or which are handed over from the state armory has to be recovered. Second thing, if there's anything that needs to be taken to build the trust of the other community, I think governor has to work on that. The same way, I don't know. I mean, what is important is uh, rebuilding. Now, if you keep blaming one another, I think that will not help. Rather than that, what step is taken has to be taken on humanitarian ground, not on any ethnicity line. Unless that is done, if you keep saying national highway has to be open, I don't know. National highway, the flow of national highway is always there. Goods and commodities are always flowing in. The same way, if Sarma has to point on that, I have to say the same thing. Why is all the medical facilities, the educational facilities, the government facilities, and the airport facilities, and all the market facilities in Imphal, why is that restricted to us? Why one step into the buffer zone, a person, if one step into the buffer zone, he or she is killed? I think such thing has to come to an end. Unless such things are made to an end, the trust mechanism will never be restored. For which I'm saying the governor has to build the trust mechanism first, and then the next step will follow.
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Sharma,
Yeah,
yeah, I know
Kartikeya.
you wanted to come in, yes.
Yeah, see, Misao has said national highways is open. It is very unfortunate. It may be open for all other communities, but not for the Maitais. Similarly, cookies cannot come to. They are not coming to Imphal. Even the MLAs, elected MLAs, they refuse to attend the assembly. So it shows that there is a apprehension and the fear among the people. So the security forces, since now the PR is imposed, the security forces, they must ensure the safety of the people, and the Maitais, they have been saying in the MLAs must come, their safety and the security will be ensured by the Manipur administration. That was also not done. So now the people, I know there are many cookies coming and availing flying from Imphal. Let's not open up the things. People, those who are courageous people, they are coming and utilizing the facilities.
Yes, absolutely.
It is not. Yeah, but however, it is not true for all the common people. So
absolutely.
my point is that
we can ad nauseum talk about it. We can ad nauseum talk about it. But I think a major development has taken place. The governor is in charge now. The governor gets to decide what happens in Manipur. It has happened because the Bharatiya Janata Party's emissary Sambit Patra could not create a consensus candidate. And it is for this reason the present rule in Manipur has come. And for some time the present rule in Manipur will stay. So the present rule in Manipur has come because BJP could not decide on a CM candidate.